more than 50 years ago, as a teenager, I had a dream to become a dentist and to come to work in Africa. That dream was never realised. I was quite shattered at the time. I took the opportunity to come to Kenya to volunteer in a remote clinic. Whilst there, I became desperately sick and was nursed back to health by the skill and the prayers of 3 nurses, Renate and Elizabeth from Germany and Essie from Northern Ireland. And it is during that time that I became inspired to return to the UK to train as a nurse. I never did have a plan B, but looking back now over that career, that plan B became exactly what my life purpose turned out to become. As I've travelled along the roads of Zambia, I've had some really, really fascinating encounters, some interesting conversations with many young people who they too have shared their dreams with me. People like Lemmy and Irene. Firstly, I met Remy, who was a second-year diploma teaching student at the University of Zambia. And he drew alongside me and just wanted to chat. I discovered that he was struggling to make ends meet. And in his summer vacation, he'd come to this part of Zambia to pan for gold, because there's a lot of gold in those hills. And he was delighted that he'd managed to secure 1 gram of gold, and that would give him about £80 for about a week's work. He was hoping that he could transfer onto a degree program. His dream, he shared with me, was to, as a science teacher, eventually have his own school. Perhaps the young person that has impacted me most of all on the journey has been Irene. Irene and her mum work at a roadside stall just selling bits and pieces. And as I sat down and had my lunch and shared it with her, she opened up and told me her story. She's 16. Her father died at the vulnerable age for her of 11. He had been crossing the border, collecting fish in Mozambique to bring back to sell in the shop, and he'd been set about and murdered. They were struggling to meet really all their needs, so much so that Irene couldn't complete her education. And her dream was just to do that, to finish school. And as she read my leaflet and she read out the words, "This sanitation project is going to save lives," her face lit up and she says, "That's what I want to do too. I want to save lives. I would love to become a nurse." That was her dream. This is the goods that you have on sale. And Irene, you just sleep on the floor here, do you?
Yeah.
Just literally just down here on the floor. Any mattress to sleep on?
Don't have mattress.
You don't have a mattress?
Even no blankets.
Just a blanket? Not even a blanket, you just sleep in your clothes?
Yeah, with chitenge.
And you told me about school. What was the problem with school for you?
My parents don't have money to buy uniforms and books.
Your parents. Now, your father sadly died, didn't he?
I just have my mother.
Making these videos has been quite a challenge for me because I can express myself much better in writing than verbally. So if you wouldn't mind bearing with me, because I think this is a really important topic, I just want to read a few words that I've penned down to capture exactly what I'm trying to convey. You see, almost inevitably, when I'm walking, people ask me why I'm walking. And it has been my hope and my prayer that in sharing the purpose of this journey, perhaps something might also have been shared with them. A little encouragement, a little hope, and perhaps the confidence to hold on to their own dreams. Because people like Remy and Irene remind me never to lose sight of the enormous potential that exists, even when present circumstances make the future seem difficult or uncertain. Their dreams may not come exactly true in the same way that mine didn't, but I hope that they will never lose sight of what is possible, that they will continue to believe in themselves, they will continue to hold on to hope, and that somehow they may find a way to achieve what their hearts most desire. Even if one or two of these conversations with these young people that I've had along the road encourage them to keep dreaming when they might otherwise have given up, then perhaps Zambia Route at 66 will have achieved something that I never really intended at the beginning. So you see, my prayers haven't simply been about getting to the end of the road. I've also had prayers for these young people that they will hold on to their dreams, prayers that they will discover their potential, and prayers that one day, in their own way, their dreams will come true. Time to get walking.